The fuck?
What's that?
I don't know, Jeremy, go away. Jeez.
What?
That's our house ghost, I named him.
I thought our house ghost was David.
No, it's Jeremy. I
Okay,
thought
then-
our mic was David.
Who's... What?
Wasn't our mic David?
I have no fucking clue.
I swear it was our mic, because it's oh no David. When our mics get knocked over. Blaze started that.
You sound like we're coming through just fine.
Cool. Now I'm gonna hit a button.
I still need to share it everywhere.
Do you want me to wait, or?
Yes, let's wait. Well, now go ahead. Because this is just something that you can do.
Oh yeah, it's a flying one. I hate these beasts. I hate this beastie mode. He sucks. Reminded myself of all the controls. Who's hitting me?
Not me, 'cause I did not hit my life.
I'm proud of you.
Bang, bang. Badow, 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 bang. Well, they're not doing a very good job of guarding anything if they're shooting at us. It is kind of cathartic to being able to just blow up the lions without any...
If I could move just like a tiny bit faster.
Speed. What? Who needs speed?
I do.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess it's true. You do often ask me to go faster.
Do you want to end the stream right now? God damn it.
Pew pew. More guardians have appeared. Really, because I think what's kind of kicking our ass right now is lions, not guardians. So.
It's actually Wizrobes.
Wizrobes.
I just need to go this ship to fly faster because goddamn, I'm on a time limit.
Do a barrel roll.
And it really doesn't want me doing that.
You know, these, enemies are really terrible. The only way to deal with a flying enemy is to throw cheese at it. Everyone knows this.
Oh, and I won? Okay, good. Because fuck all that.
Yeah, the music's playing, so it looks like you're done.
That was a pain in the butt.
I believe it. Ramming speed!
Aw. I couldn't ram it.
Mm-hmm.
Worst of the Guardians. Absolute worst. I don't even remember what this bird gave you in Breath of the Wild.
I don't either. honestly, the only one I really remember what it did was the elephant.
Yeah, because I use that religiously.
Well, mostly because that was one you could use accidentally when you accidentally jumped off a cliff. I ran out of stamina.
And even then, sometimes they couldn't save you. Shopping.
Hearty Darunan.
Durian.
Welcome to the Hall of Durin. Something else, Lord of the Ringsy. I don't know. I'm too lazy to think of it. Am I the only one who's sad that they didn't make that farm girl look more like Malin? That would have been a nice callback, you know?
But then people would have been like, where's everybody else?
I know. It's just... Malin was a... I find it funny, just, you know, growing up in the 2000s, in the early days of the internet and fan art and fan games, anytime there was Zelda anything, Malin was always there. Despite the fact, it's like, she's not actually all that significant.
What was the thing I was doing with the cycle? Sorry.
I don't remember. She's not actually all that significant of a character in the grand scheme of things. She was just...
Right. Dodges.
Yeah, she was just there for that one game, but in the 2000s, she was everywhere in the fan community, you know, because Ocarina of Time was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
But she's never shown up again. Again, not counting the, let's see. That'll be Fat Ninja Boy.
Fat Ninja Boy, okay.
Because I haven't played him yet.
Yeah, he's interesting. Careful when his bar gets all the way full. If you don't immediately hit ZR to use his laser eyes, you'll fall down and have to shake the stick to get back up.
I see.
Because he's having a tantrum. He's a big fat baby.
So, yeah. I would definitely wouldn't mind seeing Malin getting, you know, some type of look-alike brought back, because she was part of my childhood. I thought she was very cute as a kid. She was one of my early video game crushes. Actually, I remember there was this weird fixation of being like, who does Link belong with, Malin or Zelda?
Yeah, no, that was... or Saria, even.
Yeah.
The three girls.
Yeah, and then...
And that was how you knew which person that person had a crush on.
Yeah.
Because they would always say they were best girl and Link deserved to be with them. Because, you know, you're Link.
I mean, it's actually kind of... I mean, I guess you could argue Ilia is sort of a spiritual homage to Malin.
I think she is, yeah.
Yeah. But she is a distinct character in her own right that...
Yeah.
I'm not going to be like, oh, Ilia's just hashtag not my Malin. Like,
Yeah.
no, she's a perfectly well-defined character
I mean,
in her own right.
I still don't like her.
Yeah,
personally,
I don't really...
But only because it's like, I hate the
Mm-hmm.
trope in romance of the really selfish
Mm-hmm.
best friend
Yeah.
chick who's in love with you.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's that awkward tsundere
Yeah.
thing that it's like, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I'm not the biggest fan of her either. I mean, honestly, she is like, what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, she's like a fifth wheel, basically, because, you know, Twilight Princess had both Zelda and Midna, you know? Now, I mean, granted, one thing I kind of liked about Twilight Princess is it was the first time that I didn't get any idea that, you know, oh, well, Link's gonna be with Zelda, you know, just because that's the trope. It's like, no.
Oh, I'm not even hitting the dodge button. I'm a dumbass.
It's like, no, Link, if Link had romantic feelings for someone in that game, I mean, he might have felt that way for Ilia, but it's definitely Midna by the end of the game. Midna's definitely the one that Link loved, and
Yep.
I refuse to, you can give me any logical argument against, but this is one of my ships that I will never back down
That's
on.
the hill will die on.
Yep.
Come at me again, bitch.
I mean, let's face it, I think personally Midna is still the greatest companion character out of any Zelda game. It's like, I might not be the biggest fan of Twilight Princess. In fact, I think besides Skyward Sword, it's my least favorite 3D Zelda game, but yeah, Midna's fantastic. Well, okay, it's my least favorite 3D Zelda game that I've played, because I haven't played any... Well, then again, does Phantom Hourglass count as a 3D Zelda game, because it does have a fixed camera
it's
angle?
It's a handheld Zelda game.
Okay, because I haven't played a good... I haven't played a good chunk of... I've actually played 2 handheld Zelda games. The Ages and Seasons games, I count those as one, Fight Me, and the original Link's Awakening. I've never played the DS games. Oh, and I never played Minish Cap. Well, okay, I guess I technically started playing Minish Cap once.
I don't know how to dodge you, so I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah, I started playing Minish Cap once, and I started playing Phantom Hourglass once, but I never finished either one of them. So.
Phantom Hourglass isn't as good as Spirit Tracks of the 2 DS handhelds.
Mm-hmm.
Minish Cap's worth going back and trying again.
I could not get into... Like, I found Phantom Hourglass just too annoying to control.
Fair enough. That's a very valid argument.
It's like, that's not to say I think the game is bad. Because, I mean, the Metroid game for the original DS... I've heard that game's actually good if you can get behind the control scheme. I just couldn't because it was a... You had to use the touch... Like, they had 3 different control styles you could pick from. In Metroid Prime Hunter, I think it was called. And one of them, you absolutely had to use the touch screen to control the camera to some extent in each version of the game, since there was no C stick,
right,
or right stick on the D. Yeah.
Oh, I found it, I guess.
Yeah. Actually, another, like, there's
shit, I don't know how to dodge you. God damn it.
There's actually a number of other games I've picked up for the DS along the way that I'm like, oh, this looks fun, and then started playing them like, okay, I can't get behind the awkward forced touchscreen controls. Like, I think I got, it was like the Yeast game, remake of the first 2 Yeast games on the DS. Okay, the reason I couldn't get behind that is it's one of those games you attack enemies by running into them. Like, I hate, like, why would you do this? Because I'm like, I'm getting hurt, but I have no idea how I'm not supposed to get hurt, because I'm supposed to mash my face against them.
Do they have a defense board?
Not that I'm aware of. Again, I didn't really get very far because of how just
weird it was.
Unuser-friendly the game felt.
Oh, I forgot to hang up our masks to dry.
Yeah. Let's see what else. And then another game called Glory of Hercules.
Oh, we have that?
Yeah, I bought it a while back, but it wasn't... I don't think there was... I don't remember how, but the touchscreen was just weirdly implemented into that game. So I just really couldn't get into it. Another problem I had with it, and I feel this is a problem with a lot of long-running JRPGs in a sense. I mean, even games... How do I put this? Even games that... like the Final Fantasy games that very rarely have direct sequels. The thing I hated the most about Final Fantasy 13 is that it dropped you in with very little to no explanation about the world or the story you're going to. You're supposed to be exploring, and they just tell you, go.
Yeah.
Get invested. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, a long, drawn-out exposition dump at the beginning of the game is not necessarily going to get you invested either. But I feel there are right ways of doing it and wrong ways of doing it.
Right.
Because I think Tales of Symphonia, in my opinion, does the best balance of dropping you into a world and telling you to kind of learn about the world as you go, but still gives you enough exposition at the start of the game to get you invested.
Right.
And that's just kind of how I felt about Glory of Hercules, at least on the DS.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why I should care. Not as bad as Final Fantasy 13, however, but... It's just... it very much feels like this is a sequel to another game. I have no idea if it actually is a direct sequel to the previous Glory of Hercules games, but it feels like this game's acting like I should already kind of be invested in the world that I'm walking around in.
Ooh.
That was another problem I had. So, like, I've only played a couple of the Ys games, and I've only beaten one. The one I've beaten is Lacrimosa of Donna. And thankfully, that one, given the fact that it strands you on an island, I didn't really need to know all that much about the world as a whole.
Right.
But when I tried playing the one right before Lacrimosa of Donna, yes, they do the whole amnesia trope. But despite doing the whole amnesia trope as a way of trying to help ease the new players into the game, it's... the other characters around you still talk so casually about the world that it felt like I seriously needed to know all this, you know, like, all this information to properly follow what was going on.
Right.
Then again, it also could be I'm not the greatest at paying attention to little details. It's like... I will always be caught off guard by almost every plot twist in a game because I'm not very good at paying attention to little details as I'm playing it. Actually, I think that's something I kind of give... another reason why I love Tales of Symphonia so much is that was one of the few games I was actually able to pick up on some of the potential twists before they happened.
Right.
But again, that might also be because since Tales of Symphonia was designed to be younger kids' first RPGs, that's more intense than something like, say, Pokemon. So they were a bit more obvious about it. It's like...
Ooh, chest display on the minimap now? Hell
nice.
yeah.
It's like, let's see. Because when we were playing Infinite Undiscovery, for example, it's like, okay, this game is leaning on the not giving you enough information to start the game out with, but I felt the individual character's motivation was small enough that I didn't really care, if that made sense.
Think so.
Because, like, for example, as much as I hate Tales of Vesperia, and I think its storytelling kind of sucks, the game starts you out very well by it's like, this character's not going on some grand adventure. He's just out to, you know, help his friends, you know, recover some stolen property. And then it's like, okay, that's your motivation, go. And as he's doing it, they start adding more personal investment in what's going on, you know?
Right.
Like, okay, that was good. Where Vesperia failed was properly linking your journey into the bigger, more grand story elements. And like we discussed when we played it, I'm like, the game would have been a lot stronger if they had nixed the big stuff and kept all the motivations more personal. But that's a story for another day. Okay, I will be... I'll be Hetsu.
Continue to eat these frogs. What's even happening in this one? Oh, just time limit? Okay.
So we just kill a bunch and within a
Kill a
time limit?
bunch. I'm going to go slow, so we're going to kind of depend on you because I'm trying to rack up those dodges. Because we only have 4 out of 15. Why are you knocking on wood? Are we that in trouble? Okay. I don't know how well that sounds on the mic. And you don't care, do you?
No.
Okay. Load! That is the one thing I'll give this game crap for. Its loading times are pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they'd actually be faster
What the
in single
fuck?
player.
It might be, I don't know. What is happening? Kill, okay. I guess I should ask, leave the big, like, call me if there's a big guy, like a moblin or something. I can hopefully start racking up some...
Hi, I'm Hetsu. I'm a big guy!
Never mind, buddy. You do you. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll just move on to the next big crowd. I can't. There's a gate. Okay. Black Moblin is mine.
Well, you know what they say. Once you go black, there's no going
I
back.
hate you. Come on, buddy. Oh, you got boot.
Yeah,
Wake
because I
up.
think you managed to do a perfect dodge already.
No, I would have been able to do flurry.
Oh.
Oops, too soon. Oops, too soon. Get out of the way, honey. Get out of here.
I'm trying. I'm just still trying to kill enemies. Just kind of pushing in your direction. Since we're almost out of
Damn
enemies in here until we can move to the next area.
If we're out, and I'll do the hell out. Come on, buddy. Yes, there's another one. That's 5. Oh, you got one.
I need to get one. The roof is on fire.
Oh, we have to dodge rocks. I'm just gonna speed ahead because motorcycle man doesn't need to. Motorcycle man talk to the third person because motorcycle man.
Captain Motorcycle.
Captain Motorcycle. Well, I was changing it for car. No, you have that one. I can't work with them.
Okay.
I can't work with magic people. I
That's
mean,
elitist.
yeah. Well, technically Zelda's a magic lady, so you gotta have, you know, have the corner of the market on that.
So there was this Not Always Right story I read where a person was being blatantly racist, saying they don't want to work with people of a specific group. And when they're, you know, called out on being racist, they're like, that's not racist, that's being prejudiced. So I'm like,
Bridge? That's
like,
the same thing.
I'm like,
Well,
they're...
Actually, it's different because racist is... Prejudice is the act, racism is the cause.
Yep. I'm like, okay, you realize that not all prejudice is going to be an act of racism. All racism is an act of prejudice.
Come on, something else big and scary come out so I can friggin' do dodge windows.
Big and scary. Have you seen the National Debt?
I've grown numb. Aha, hello. Will you be my dance partner?
I don't even remember the last time I played Hetsu. This is interesting to say the least.
Actually, I don't know how to dodge this thing either. Yeah. Oh, fight as normal and press B a lot and it'll be fine. Or, you know, we can just kill it. We are time. Shoot a beam! Boom, motherfucker! I'm Zelda, bitch!
You're Zelda's bitch? Okay.
Pew pew, mother trucker!
Oh. I don't feel like we killed the actual number they asked us to kill.
We killed 300.
Yeah, okay.
Or 200 or 80 or whatever.
Whatever.
We killed enough and then the boss showed up and that's all I wanted.
That's all she wrote.
Five! Third of the way there. I'm gonna be playing Zelda forever now.
As you go on and on.
And if I'm not allowed to play Zelda because I get locked into a character, you have to play her.
Okay. As we goes on and on and on and on.
Okay. What's up?
Itchy eye. Just an itchy eye.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We're gonna do this one.
Do we? This one. Let us begin. Am I still Hetsu? Or have we not picked characters yet?
No, yeah, I haven't picked characters yet.
Okay.
You can be whoever you want.
Surfer, Seal.
I guess you're coming too, buddy.
Yep.
You have a lot to look forward to.
No matter what, we will see this through.
Do I really not have a better bow? Holy shit, I don't. Cool. Onward to Waffles.
Waffles ho.
And now we should have the chest on the mini map.
Freaking zaw.
Should be pure. If not, I will pause and grab my phone and look it up.
I love you.
I love you too.
The rugged Gora.
Shut up.
No one cares, Triangle Lady.
We've already heard this, man.
The prince.
What?
There's cake in the fridge, but I should wait because we should have dinner before that.
Yeah. Besides, it's my cake.
Well, I only wanted the den-friendly cake.
It's my cake.
Aww.
It was my birthday.
I know it was, but you're supposed to give me as much as I asked for.
Now cut that up and
Give me as much as I asked for.
It sounds to me like you got yourself a cake.
No, it's for all for you.
But you should give me as much as
As
I
I
ask
asked
for
for.
and then some to take home.
Mm-hmm. Yes, shut up.
All I did was traumatize my wife or my mom.
Mom.
Whoops.
When I came out and pooped black. Actually, about face. There's a gate there. Never mind. About face again. I'm gonna find a big thing to dodge around, and then I will gather just. I will go this way, apparently. That is not the way. No, why is it beyond my reach? Oh, you found a picture. Okay. Zelda. Oh god, why are you so unwieldy, bitch?
Well, because she's a strong woman who's not going to be commanded or controlled by anyone.
Oh, hello, no. Notice me, Senpai.
It's a gate.
No, notice me.
Notice me, hordes and feather by feather.
Notice me, Senpai. Hi.
Suddenly Seymour
Damn it. Always do it too
is
soon.
standing beside you. That's also a gate.
I think we have to kill this, but we're not timed or anything.
Nope.
Come on. Let me dodge you. There are too many things on this screen. This Goron is getting in my way.
Well, I'm just gonna stand over here by the gate until you're ready. Until not you're ready, till everything's ready. I'm feeding my seal.
Finally. At least one dodge. Yeah, we can move on.
Yes, we can.
Another moblin, maybe.
Oh, so for those at home, I got the first Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for the Switch for my birthday. So that's something else we could. Is that something we wanted to stream, honey, or just
Yeah, we
do
can stream it.
together and just play it for fun?
Whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, we could stream parts of it for sure. since there's, I would argue, might be a little more downtime
Come on.
in between, you know, doing important stuff that the people at home might not want to be forced to sit through, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Because we've still got to beat this game. We've still got both Darksiders. We got a couple other cooperative games that we definitely want to do first.
Darksiders has been on my to-do list for like forever.
Yep. And again, honestly, if it weren't for one thing, I would genuinely say Darksiders Genesis was probably the best Darksiders game. It's just the thing that holds it back is kind of a big thing.
I'm just skipping the outpost to find baddies and chests. Just letting you know.
You know, probably being Zelda on the motorcycle and... Oh, okay, never mind.
What?
But I'd say being the Zelda on the motorcycle and being, you know, the Seal Surfer might be have been the best choice for this level to dodge falling rocks. But right before I could say that...
You got hit?
Yeah, I got, like, juggled by some falling magma
Blast.
rocks. All of your base belong to us. Where's Rivali on all this?
Who knows?
Sitting on his ass.
Like usual, the prick.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him sit on his ass just so he doesn't kill bigger enemies for you.
Yeah. Hi.
Switch on Chargertron.
No, too soon. Come on, buddy. I believe in you.
Frankie.
Too soon. God damn it. Or actually, that was late.
Ah, so hot.
Who's here with me? Are you here with me?
Yep.
Oh wait, okay, no.
I'm looking for the treasure chest.
It's north. You can zoom in on your little mini map. Don't look at him. Look at me. Hit me. That's 8.
I have done it. No way. I'm going strong.
You don't count. I can't fight. I can't dodge magic people.
Stick.
Aha! Come at me, bitch.
I can still fight.
Oh, gate. Oh. I have to go all the way back. Ah, poop.
Oh, gate.
What?
You know, instead of saying, oh, great.
Oh. Okay. Why'd you have to censor great?
I wasn't censoring it. I was just making a pun, honey. Valentine and Paperclip aren't here, so I gotta pick up the slack.
Here you are. Here you are. Wait, where are you? Oh yeah, you're way ahead. Oh jeez, I should pay attention because rocks.
You should rock and roll.
Stop.
Rock and rule.
No.
Wreck and rule.
No, I'm good. Good that you have no bike puns up your.
I have not a bic.
That's not even a pun.
Do you
but
have
thank
a? Do you have a bic?
Do you have a bic?
I have a red bicycle.
Bicycle. Oh, am I about to pass Rivali? Just being a little bitch. Hey, Rivali, little bitch.
I like bike. I like bike.
I know you like Ike, honey. Oh, the lag. Oh, did you find the chest?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I just need to find big enemies to kill. Or dodge around and kill. You're not one of them.
That's elitist.
The roads here are too thin for a bike. They did not think this through.
Maybe that's why they didn't let me ride my bicycle up the mountain trail. Yeah, I think that is one definite problem about this game's general game design, is that since it's supposed to still take place in Breath of the Wild, they had to design the levels based off Breath of the Wild rather than designing new levels with large spaces in mind, you know?
Yeah.
I think they did a good job, all things considered. But there's definitely a lot less room in this game to maneuver with the bicycle than there was with Epona in the last game.
Yeah.
Well, that was easy.
Well, we are over leveled.
I know. I still think it's funny.
Wait, no, I'm going the right direction. I will find a big moblin to fight. And it will be great. Hi, Link. Wait, where are the fire moblins? Where I'll go. I went the wrong direction, didn't I? No. No. Oh, I'll go to the outpost. That's where big baddies will be. That's what I'll do. Oh.
Whatcha?
At least I hope they will be. You weren't one of them. You tricked me.
Ah, I have been tricked. You tricksy little mates.
Shut up,
It's
Daruk.
not the time, Daruk! I'm still totally gonna jump in, but now is not the time!
You were one. You were one.
Case. Oh, found the fire moblins.
I have one. I got 10. Or it should be 10. More in here. Yes, hello. Hit me. Not you.
Oh, okay.
It should be 11.
No, 11's from Stranger Things, honey. Not Zelda.
You right. Everything alright, me? Good. Come on, give me another big dude. Hello, little guys, chief.
Oh, there's a treasure chest nearby.
Oh, grab it. Okay, I smelled it. Got it. Aha! Hello. Ow. That should be 12.
12.
What are you doing?
I'm celebrating that you got 12,
Oh.
honey. I'm acknowledging your greatness.
Okay. You can calm down now. I understand. Ah, yep, okay.
Destruction. Darkness.
I don't think anything else is popping out over here.
So maybe your eyes.
What?
Let me touch your skin.
No. No, thank you. I'll maybe get to you before the end.
Till the end. Huh?
Come on. That would be 13. Just in time, too.
In fact, since I did
Yeah,
mine
he,
right
he didn't die.
Yep.
He's just standing there now like a fool.
Just like this guy back here standing here like a fool.
Yup, you're a balloon man.
Yep.
I'm shocked he hasn't deflated in the slightest.
I know. It's been, what, like 4 days?
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Dwee.
Yep, 2 more. That thing's done. Fucking finally.
Fucking finally, indeed.
Okay, I'm actually gonna look up Malin to see if maybe there's some references to her slipped into other games I'm unaware of.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yes, I see you, Franklin. Thank you, Franklin. Why can't I be Zelda in this one? Not worth it if I can't be Zelda. Uh-oh, what I... What? Oh. There's my Korok seed map.
Malin appears in both Minish Cap and Four Swords Adventure.
Well, do you know Four Swords Adventure?
You did?
No, it's the one on GameCube.
Yeah.
You didn't know that was Malin in the horse level?
I might have forgotten that was Malin.
Oh.
Just since, you know, the character designs in Four Swords Adventure are rather squished.
Fair enough.
In that game just... I remember very little about the individual levels. Or I remember nothing about the characters in that game.
Fair enough.
Because that game was designed for multiplayer, and that was about it. And don't get me wrong, I think it's very good multiplayer, and I enjoy playing it in multiplayer a lot.
You have a lot to look forward
But the game itself, I don't remember too much.
Let's dive right in.
Oh, she appears in a... She gets a cameo in Oracle of Seasons.
Alright then. Oh, but we're gathering honey stuff. We'll just do... Oh, the dodge window. Help me out.
Yeah, that's good.
Bow.
Hmm?
We doing a thing.
I didn't actually really think about this, but Malin's dad is designed to resemble Mario.
Yeah.
That's why her name Malin is similar to Mario. I didn't know that. And they're both wearing Bowser necklaces. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I always found that weird.
And Malin's hairstyle is designed to look like Princess Peach.
And Talon looks like Mario, and the really lanky dude's supposed to be Luigi.
I didn't eat... Wow, Luigi's an asshole in that game.
Yeah, he is.
Jeez, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't catch the Peach look-alike with Malin,
I didn't
but I
either.
caught the Mario-Luigi thing, even as a kid.
Yeah, I didn't really... Again, even with them wearing the Bowser necklaces, I didn't really... I mean, as a kid, I'm like, well, they're separate franchises, so unless... I mean, even with being able to see the Zelda pictures or the Mario pictures in Zelda's castle, it still never...
Yeah, it never clicks, yeah.
It never clicked, mostly
I didn't see
because
those
I had
until I was a grown-up, though. I didn't know those existed, the pictures in Zelda's castle.
Yeah. Then again, that's really boils down to the fact that my brain was like, no, these are that, and that is this.
Right.
I didn't understand the concept of purposefully alluding to one another. That's why someone had to flat out explain to me Link looks like Peter Pan on purpose. I thought just like, no, that's just something characters look alike, and there's no reason to think that it was intentional or anything, you know? It was just, it was one of those things I just kind of accepted was a thing, you know?
Oh,
I mean, it's kind of another reason why it took me years to realize that Beast Wars was actually part of the Transformers franchise. Because I was too young to know how to read, so I didn't notice the words Transformers above Beast Wars. The Beast Wars logo, you know? And, there were just so many, you know, transforming toys from back in the day.
Jeez Louise. Yeah.
That I didn't inherently be like, no, these two are purposefully, you know, these things are the same thing, you know? Because heck, I just remember in the wake of Beast Wars, there was a show. I remember nothing about this show other than it existed. Another show about transforming dinosaurs called The Dinosaurs. So that further conflated my, oh no, they're different. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Like, each transforming show is its own thing. Transforming robots, that's normal. That's just an Power Rangers had transforming robots. Yeah.
Kinda.
Kind of. But yeah. It's that type of thinking as a kid, thanks to various things, that just never made me make a visual connection like that, you know?
Yeah.
Now that I've really kind of put two and two together about the Mario, now that I've realized the Mario and Luigi connection with, you know, Talon and what's-his-face,
yeah,
I can kind of understand why they're not super revisited characters, you know? Because they kind of just want to let the franchises stand on their own without winking too hard to each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, a little wink like that for especially since the Epona stuff is mostly optional. Wait, no, you need Epona to get to the... Okay, but you get what I'm saying. It was important... Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm just having trouble properly clarifying what it is I'm actually trying to say.
It's all good. Well, the Koroks were found at least.
You're finished.
Surprised I haven't found a big dude yet.
Too easy.
Big dude, pick me up in your big strong arms.
You're finished. Behold.
Rude.
That's the way the cookie gets indigestion and gets the shits.
Alright then. Bubble.
Watch and learn. You can stand a chance. Too easy. That's fine. Stop.
One more. Yeah, I did it!
Hooray! Now we just have to wait for the next motorcycle challenge that we're gonna
I think
have.
that might be it, actually.
One can only hope, because constantly using that motorcycle... I mean, yes, I know that you've been doing this last challenge, but I helped with the other ones. And it's like, we have other characters we really need to level up.
Right.
Because
Hooray. Oh, can't go that way.
Watch and
Actually, what's kind of funny is, what was her name? Marin from Link's Awakening, who was made a playable character in the
Oh, yeah.
Definitive Edition.
Mhm.
You know, it's funny. I remember, since Ages and Seasons reused the same art style as well as a lot of assets for their game, I remember thinking that, okay, 'cause I played Ages and Seasons first, I want to be
Right.
clear, and this was as a kid that I didn't quite understand how, you know, order of game releases completely worked because I was a dumb kid. But I remember thinking that Marin's design was basically just a Nairu ripoff. Because just with some buns on her head. Because if you just look at the sprite work, there is actually a decent amount of similarities between the two. But in the more, you know, good quality designs of the characters, the character that they used in the Definitive Edition, she actually looks a lot more like Malin than Nairu. Which, again, I just kind of find funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I only find it funny since, again, I always kind of viewed Marin as a reuse. Again, they didn't... Technically, Nairu's assets would be reused, not hers. But, again, dumb kid. Actually, that would have been something nice I would have liked to have seen in the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, or even just another Hyrule Warriors game, if they made the oracles from Ages and Seasons playable characters.
That would be cool.
Because having Din as a dancer would be a hell of a lot of fun to play as
But they haven't really touched that IP in
forever.
not
I mean,
since Minish Cap, actually.
It doesn't really help that I kind of feel that the existence of the three oracles does kind of, in a weird way, create something of a bizarre plot hole, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's like, so how are these characters connected to the actual deities?
But
Are
then
they
again, they also screwed that all up when they introduced Hylia.
That's also fair. Maybe that's another reason they haven't really touched it, is because they're kind of going in the new direction with Hylia, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta be honest, between Hylia and the three goddesses, I kind of prefer the three goddesses.
Still do, yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Mostly just because it doesn't over-conflate Zelda's importance, if you know what I mean. It's like, now, I don't necessarily mind Zelda being a reincarnation of Hylia. I just wish Hylia was more a minor goddess, if you know what I mean. Because it's like, Link could just be the hero in a constant state of reincarnation, Ganondorf could be the reincarnation of Demise, and Zelda, you know, the reincarnation of Hylia. It's just by the same token, I'm like, I kind of just think it's more interesting. Okay, this isn't Nintendo's fault, it's the fans demanding, you know, continuity and integration, if you know what I mean.
I mean, I kind of do. I'm guilty of that.
But at the same time, it's like, I also kind of feel in a weird way. How do I destroy this thing?
Just smack it, apparently. Oh, that's not it.
Oh,
It might not open up until...
I killed this lion.
Yeah.
But yeah. To a certain extent, I do miss some of the Zelda games when it was basically just, we're just going to do whatever we want with the Zelda game. And that's kind of why I liked Breath of the Wild, because it did feel a little more fresh while still feeling like a Zelda game. Because it felt like they were paying homage to old Zelda games while not outright restricting themselves with the old Zelda
Right.
games.
Did I just hear Zelda yell, die?
Possibly.
Awesome. Metal as hell, Zelda.
We are heading, game. Stop rushing me. I don't know. It's genuinely hard to, you know, say what's actually good and what's bad. Because
Yeah,
good
it's all
continuity is, you know, that can be good, but it can also alienate as well. Having references can be fun, but it can also come across as pandering and desperation.
Okay,
So-
don't go to the elephant yet. There you
She's
go.
almost dead.
Yeah, there's a chest though. And I don't see your labely thing.
Well, maybe it's vanished now.
Oh,
Nope, there it
He's
is.
not almost dead. Jeez.
I mean, I'm pretty sure after we rescue her, we still have to go up the mountain.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, because remember this level's we saved both the Chosens
That's right. It's been a while.
or the champions or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah, the gate's still closed anyway.
Right. I remember what Rivali gave you. He gave you like a gust of air to blast you up for
Oh really?
huh?
Such your lane power.
Well, it's a great power if you need to get up higher,
Fair.
because it gave you a good amount of height.
I was just never good at that kind of stuff. I don't want to be this. I guess I'm this. That's fine.
Since I entered,
That's
my
right.
character's the one who joins in the fight.
That's right. I forgot his bomb stuff.
Who Sidons?
Yeah. He played baseball. How are you alive still? These are weird. I don't remember you taking this long.
I also realized I still need to play A Link to the Past.
I think the pass is good.
Yeah, Link to the Past is the only old Zelda game I've never played. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've barely played Zelda 1 and Zelda 2 because I find them too frustrating, but I have played them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I might want to go back and revisit the first Zelda again someday, but I am never touching Zelda 2. Because I think that game is terrible. And it's like, yes, it's like, well, if you look at it in the context of the time, it's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get that, but I personally am like, you had to have grown up with it to get anything out of it, and I don't know, I still feel even in the context of game standards of the time, I still consider it to be terrible.
How am I faster than you?
Because you're Sidon.
Fair enough.
Sidon's just better.
Fair.
Sidon is.
Side on it. Okay, where are you, Zelda? Thank you. Open this gate. Open this gate. Open this gate. Open this gate. Shut up. Yes,
Hey.
I know we have to kill him because lava.
Not Sidon, why don't you just go chill that lava with your cool personality?
Right.
What?
I don't. Oi.
Watch and learn.
Aha!
Waka waka.
Too easy. Now you know better. Cool down.
I finally dodged a talus. Huh.
OMG. That is just awesome.
Thanks.
Like, should I call the media
I will
and shot?
kill you.
I mean, I need to take a selfie of this.
Whoa!
Like, we should totes blog about this.
I will kill you.
Hashtag so bad.
Shoot a laser beam at it. You.
Watch and learn. You can stand a chance.
Yay. Death to
And the base is under my superior control.
I'm glad.
See? Sidon cooled it with his cool personality. And yes, because we skipped the cutscene, you can't prove that that's not what happened.
It's true. Shoot a laser at you. Bye.
Hello, Sidon. How's your cool personality holding up?
I'll get the base. I just want to get this level done. I don't want to play this Zelda anymore. I don't like the motorcycle.
You know, it's kind of funny. I was just kind of stopping and thinking. I'm like, you know, I remember a lot of people, you know, like a lot of Zelda parodies from back in the early 2000s and the early days of Flash, like always had some, you know, something of time as part of the joke. And I'm like, well, that's probably just because Ocarina of Time was the most popular. But then I just barely realized Zelda did kind of have a time manipulation kick for like 3 games in a row, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
There's
There's-
always a time-themed dungeon.
Well, no, I mean like the whole game. Like
Oh.
there's Ocarina of Time, and before it, Link to the Past,
Yeah.
and then immediately following it, like not counting Majora's Mask, Oracle of Ages.
Fair.
So yeah, time travel was actually a huge part of Link's identity, or the Zelda identity for a while. And then, heck, even in well, not outright in Majora's Mask, but
Majora's Mask had time travel, though.
yeah, it had. You're right, it did have time travel.
It was the 3-day cycle.
Right, so 4 games in a row. Then in Twilight, or let's see.
Twilight Princess did
No,
that.
hold
Temple
on.
of
I'm
Time.
trying to think of. There wasn't time travel wasn't really a thing in Wind Waker though.
No, we had the pause time and down beneath in the castle.
Well, but I meant time travel. So that's not quite the same thing.
Still time manipulation.
Yeah, but again, time travel specifically what I was focusing on, because you had to go back in time to enter one of the temples in Twilight Princess because it no longer existed, or yeah, I'm remembering that correctly, right? I could have sworn like
Yeah,
the
you go
temple-
through doors to go into the past by like 100 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Twilight, yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like, hey, that's actually something Ages did quite well, so it was fun to see again. Then Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Skyward Sword. Oh, that featured very prominently.
Time travel?
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Did,
No.
Yeah, you had to travel through Skyward Sword. I mean Skyward.
Yeah, no, you had time manipulation.
But don't you go back in time and meet Impa when she's still young?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And you have to go back in time to stop the
That's
imprisoned
right.
from escaping.
You're right. It's been a while. I was just trying to think of their dungeon,
Yeah.
which was time to do it.
And then you don't have it in Breath of the Wild, but since that game was a little different, yeah.
You rested for 100 years, so you're in the future technically.
True, but you don't travel through time in the game itself. Huh?
Because I'm wondering how Zelda comes back. I actually have not seen that. I know she's with you in the trailers, so she might time travel. I don't know.
No, it's just she's still
There.
just there.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, we never actually found out how old Hylians can live naturally.
Fair.
Plus, if I had to guess, I think the idea is her trying to hold Calamity Ganon in the castle.
Probably like froze her in time or something.
Yeah.
They've done that before.
Yeah, so it's like...
I mean, that's kind of what happened with Ocarina of Time, is you were frozen for 7 years.
Plus, I'm like, I guess whatever she did to preserve Link for 100 years is what she did to herself.
Yeah.
Nabooru would have been a cool character to have show up as a playable character. And
Yeah. Yeah.
just the...
But now we have this Gerudo.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's nice.
I definitely prefer Urabosa to Nabooru.
Yeah.
But it would have been cool to see, like, Nabooru with the two Gerudo swords from those boss fights.
Agreed.
Let's see, does she show up in any other games?
It's you! Yes!
Couldn't have done it without you.
Yep, that's that one.
Oh, that's right. The Divine Beast that Urabosa pilots, its name is an homage to Nabooru.
Complete what? What are you fucking talking about? How can I complete it when you won't let me?
Don't be a stranger.
Just gotta get far enough in the game.
Hi.
I actually never realized this. All of Nabooru's concept art showed that she wears pink, but in-game, she wears white. I never realized this.
Oh yeah, I guess it's like such a light shade of pink. I never like really
Yeah, it never...
worried about it. I was just like, oh okay.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Let's see. Because, yeah, both Darunai and Rudo showed up as playable characters. Definitely would have been nice to have Saria as a playable character. And, well, Impa's a staple of the series, showing up in various games. So. Am I forgetting any other sages? I don't think I am. Yeah, no, I think that's all the sages. So again, I like Nabooru, but I will admit, if I had to choose between Nabooru and Urabosa, I would take Urabosa. Just because she has way more of a defined personality than Nabooru did. And that's not her fault. It's not her fault she was the only sage you didn't get to meet as a kid until you went to her temple.
As an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always found that weird.
Yeah, it's a shame because it was nice that you met every other sage before you were ever able to turn into an adult. Except for her. She was the only one that you couldn't meet until after... Yeah, she just was such a late game character. You never really got to properly be attached to her.
Yeah.
At least in my humble opinion. Bruce would be a fun character to have as playable, along with those resistance schmucks from Twilight Princess who were in the bar who helped you
Oh,
with
yeah.
individual-
I wish I knew them better. Oh, Russell is the only one I remember.
Yeah, I'd love having Russell. Again, honestly,
And the professor guy, I wish I remember his name.
I mean,
He's pretty nice, too.
I think the other reason I liked him so much is it was kind of nice having a younger scholarly character
Yeah.
rather than just a crazy old.
And the old guy was like
Fruit.
a warrior instead.
And then
Then there was the girl
there-
from the ice area that was kind of cool and mysterious looking, but they just didn't use her well enough.
Yeah, it's like I remember her design better
Yeah.
than I remember anything about her as a person.
Well, because she didn't do anything.
Yeah, she really. Well, I mean, none of them really. The
No,
professor
the-
got the most.
The professor got the most,
And Russell had.
Russell had his son, and
Yeah.
from the beginning of the game being your father figure. So
Yeah, so Russell had
Who
a
you being?
bit of a. Sorry, I'm gonna be Mifa. So yeah, she had a bit of a leg up in that essence, but still wasn't great in my opinion.
yeah.
Well, no, he was great because he was from the beginning of the game. But if you completely deleted that, he didn't get to do much in the game as a whole.
Yeah. Don't think we need durian fruits anymore.
And I know a character that I've always had a soft spot for that I'd love.
Didn't need to take down her health. Oh, whatever. Who cares? It'll be fine.
One character I've always had a soft spot for that I want to see show up again was Ralph from Oracle of Ages.
Right.
But to my understanding, that's an unpopular opinion, and I kind of understand why. He is a bit of an
He also might be
asshole.
owned by Capcom.
That's true, since... Oh yeah, that might be why we haven't seen much from those games, because it was developed by Capcom.
Yeah. Capcom and Nintendo aren't exactly like close buds.
That is kind of... And again, maybe some of their other handhelds were developed by out-of-house companies. I don't know. Again, it's definitely one of those. I'm like, these were the handheld games I grew up with, so I will always have a conflated love for those games beyond the point of rational reason.
I'm not gonna have the speed I had with Zelda. It's gonna be very strange. Funny joke, honey. Funny joke.
A drug trip.
Where am I?
Where are you? Where are you? Is there anything we need to be working towards, or are you just grabbing chests?
Try and kill
Oh.
Octoroks if you can, but
Oh.
I'm just grabbing chests and Koroks.
Right, I'm on a completely separate part of the map.
Oh, there's a Korok seed like right in that room somewhere.
I
It's,
just got a treasure chest.
There's a Korok, somewhere over there. It's an abominable rock. Oh, got it.
There wasn't anything to bomb.
Oh, well, you're in the right room, so whatever.
Yeah, so unless there's supposed to be two in here.
I might be also reading the wrong one. I went to the wrong gate. Oh, and I totally spaced out on this chest. Where is this bitch?
Oh. Okay, I feel like Urbosa's health is dropping a lot faster than Mifa's was.
It's because I accidentally killed our health.
Oh.
20%. Not thinking. Sorry. Not in the right room. South of you
Mm-hmm.
should be another Korok.
Okay. I'll
D.
I'll need a bit more to go off than that.
Oops, wrong button, but here you go. That one.
Okay.
I keep trying to hit pause, but it's just in a bad spot. What's up, bitches? Oh, that gate's closed too? What the fuck? I don't like my side of the map.
Found it.
Thank you.
That was the abominable rock.
Um,
The abominable rock.
Sorry I had to face such a thing.
Hey, at least it wasn't animated by Rankin Bass.
Don't forget that chest on it, wherever it is.
Yep.
That you can totally see on your screen.
Yep.
Hello, bitches.
Hello, Black Moblin. Your time has come.
Shaka shaka. Hooray!
Fight until you die by the blade of the one you hate.
Okay.
This is the moment. Rush them down. Rabos is not used to being stepped on by other people.
There's a chest yonder.
Oh, that's right. I'm just remembering the elephant. I think that was also called the something Rudo. So I think there's actually several references to the ocarina
Probably.
of just past characters in the names. I'd have to look up the other names because I don't remember what they are off the top of my head.
There's a chest. Don't mind me, Mr. Lionel. Ow. No, I'm leaving, Mr. Lionel. Excuse me. Bye. Can I get up there, though? Oh, I can't go into it through the closed gate. Okay, Mr. Lionel, I'll fight you.
Excuse me. Okay, now that, I've realized, about the lowered health or whatever, yeah, Urabos's health, I think, is actually going down slower, actually.
Yay. Love how it's just Franklin's doing, but lets us bored.
You go in, so
Okay.
you don't have to play as Seal Lady.
Thank you.
Want to know something I kind of would be interested to see in the Breath of the Wild sequel?
What?
Ganondorf, and kind of seeing how Ganon got to this point,
Well, I know that we have rehydrated Ganon theories.
Yeah, which is...
Apparently we saw the corpse of Ganon, Ganondorf,
Mhm.
in the trailer. So everyone just wants to rehydrate him to a handsome devil that goes on adventures with you.
Honestly, I would not outright be opposed to an
I would
actual...
love a Ganondorf's a good guy for once game.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. I think probably one of the most enjoyable parts of the Smash Brothers Brawl Subspace Embassy was the scene where they revitalize Ganondorf, and he actually is like, "Fuck it, I'll work with you guys to fight Taboo because he's a bigger concern right now than our petty rivalry." Like, because it's like, don't get me wrong, I don't want them to overdo it in a sense because, you know, he's a villain, you know, and his villainy is one of the things that does make him interesting. But it's always nice to have kind of a one little outlier where you can explore new possibilities.
It's why I really enjoy the Tale of Two Rulers comic. Because it's just not a normal scene for both Zelda and actually for all three of them. Because Link's now been reborn as a girl, being raised by Zelda.
Which, honestly, I'm of the opinion, I'm like, okay, I know Zelda was originally a goddess, but I don't think there's anything in the rule books that says she always has to be a guy. I mean, I'd be up for a game, maybe not where they were all gender bent, because that would feel a little too on the nose to me, but I wouldn't mind if we got a game where Linkle was the actual hero. I wouldn't mind a game where we had a, you know, Prince Zelda. I know that's a female name, but I can't think of a good male version of, you know, kind of like Linkle.
Yeah.
Prince,
Are you gonna go get that chest, or am I gonna get it?
I'm gonna go get the chest. Okay. Prince Zordon.
Goddamn.
Again, given the series is called The Legend of Zelda, even if they were to gender bent Zelda, I'd probably still keep the name, you know?
Yeah.
I can kind of understand why they feel a bit more inclined to keep Ganondorf's gender, just because of Ganondorf being directly tied into the male lore of the, you know, Gerudo, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand that would be a little trickier, but you could still do it, especially in a...
Yeah, just
if they
don't let her be king. Just let her be like chiefess, whatever the hell Nibiru is.
Or don't even acknowledge it, because it's like different time, different culture, etc.
Yeah, culture evolves.
I mean, especially since it's like Ganondorf didn't exist as part of the Ganon legend until Ocarina of Time. And he's not even mentioned in this game, so... I mean, yes, I know the fans are gonna, you know, overly scrutinize it, but at the same time, it's like, if it's not acknowledged in-game, or at the very least it's very casual about how it addresses it in-game, you can still have some new ideas, you know?
Yeah.
But, again, it's like, at the same time, for a good Ganondorf, I'm like, do it once, but wait a long time before you did it again, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's why it's like I really like IDW's comic books for Transformers, because they did a really interesting way of making Soundwave, Starscream, and Megatron good guys. But in their rebooted continuity, they're abandoning some of the more sympathetic elements they added to Megatron's backstory in favor of a more classically evil Megatron. And it's like, I can appreciate that, since part of what made Megatron work so well as a good guy was all the new villains they introduced and new villains they put some spotlight on. But by the same token, it's like, if they kept trying to push, you know, characters like Scorponok, Shockwave, and, you know, Galvatron as the big bads, it has the potential of undermining what Megatron is, and kind of robs him of his place in history. I mean, there's kind of a reason why some of the few appearances, some of the other big heroes of Transformers tend to get downplayed quite a bit, is so they don't accidentally usurp Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Or they straight up make the heroes villains, like they did with my boy Starsaber in IDW. A moment of silence for my boy Starsaber.
You know what? Actually, I'm not gonna fight you. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh my god.
Or they make them unhelpful dicks, like my boy Diatlas.
I'm gonna go first, check to see if I can get to these other things. Oh, there is a Korok beyond the fence of that Lionel.
Which Lionel?
The one that's glowing on the map. There's a little bit of a place near it, but you can technically get to. Oh, Octoroks, hi. No, wait, I need to kill you.
Are you going for that chest on the top right?
Yeah.
Actually, there's 2 chests up there
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
gonna
top right.
try and get him. Because there's also a Korok up there.
Okay.
But I was just, because like, oh, that's gated off. Let's see if these are gated off. Nope, cool. Oh, you're magnetism.
That being said, despite me just saying, you know, don't go overboard with making heroes, you know, good guy or villains good guys or whatever, because you can potentially lose who they are. I wouldn't mind seeing more stories where Starscream was a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or at the very least, Starscream could work begrudgingly with the good guys, at the very least.
Do I need to... Yes, I do.
Then again, that's because I also freely admit I rather like the Shattered Glass version of Starscream, where he was a straight-up hero. Also, the Armada incarnation of Starscream was also great.
Yeah, that should be all the chests, and all we have to worry about is the Korok near you.
Then again, as anyone who's watched any of our streams know, I just really like Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just because I made that picture for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
By made, I mean I got someone to make it for me. I didn't actually draw that
Mm-hmm.
for people at home. I'm not going to take credit for that great art. I just realized I never switched back to Mifa.
You didn't.
I think it's just since I was playing Seal Girl in the first, you know, last level, my brain forgot to have me switch back.
Wait.
You know,
Where is it? Oh, here it is. Awesome.
I will definitely say though, this was probably my favorite dungeon in Breath of the Wild.
The bird?
Yeah. Because all the dungeons had some aspect where you had to adjust parts of where the Guardian Beast was facing, in a sense, or
Yeah.
Because like in the elephant, you had to you could raise and lower its trunk, but it wasn't as interesting, in my opinion, as adjusting the curvature, because you could tilt where the
Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember what you could do in Urabosa's dungeon, and I don't 100% what you did in the Daruk's dungeon either, but...
Daruk, I remember you had to manipulate the legs, and, you had to manipulate the head of the camel, and you could even get upside down, which was weird.
Yeah, as I've learned from the Stone Tower in, what's it called?
Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask. I'm not the biggest fan of dungeons that invert the level. Then again, I just could never beat the Stone Tower was as far as I ever got in Majora's Mask. I never got past it. I don't know, maybe I did. I don't remember.
You told me you had a finished file, so I assume you did.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if that was my older brother's finished file or if I did do it once. I do know I never was able to get the stray fairies after the second dungeon. Like,
Yeah, no, the third is a ridiculous one to get in them all because of the currents of the water.
and I just found
Because there 2 in the big vat, which was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And then
I
the 4th one, because of the turning around, you got lost, and so finding them was a pain.
plus, to my understanding, unless you're a speedrunner, you're like usually sprinting to, you know, get it before the moon crashes because of how long it takes.
Yeah, it takes a ridiculous amount of time.
So,
It's kind of like why, in a weird way, I have like a two-faced thing. I'm like, okay, like getting to the dungeon, because that's a long ass time in and of itself. That's one cycle.
yep.
There was one time I was so mad I killed Twin Rova. Forgot to grab the heart container.
Oh no.
So I had to beat that boss again without the help, and it was just a pain in the butt. I was so mad. Because Twin Rova, least favorite boss out of the entire game.
Yeah. Oh, do you mean Twin Mold?
I mean Twin Mold, excuse me. What? Twin Rova, wow. Twin Mold was... No, I love actually the Twin Rova boss from Ocarina of Time. They were my favorite. But Twin Mold, nope. Could go second big one.
That's interesting. Sorry, when I was looking at more Malon stuff, someone is like, hey, they pointed out the, you know, fishing chick from Twilight Princess. It's like, she kind of looks like a descendant of both Twilight, Ocarina of Time, Link, and Malon. So maybe.
Oh,
like that's,
okay, yeah, the one that's in the fishing.
Yeah,
part,
her.
Yeah, I could see it a little bit.
And since she's in charge of fishing, which, you know, I know that it's only like some minor side quests as a whole, but a lot of people like to make jokes about how much Link likes to fish, you know?
Good going.
Yes.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Swear to God, I thought there was another heart container place. I think I'm actually gonna have to call it here though.
Yeah.
I got a meeting
Yep.
tonight, so I can't stay on too long.
Yep. Well, I'm just glad we got to stream it all today.
Yeah, same.
Well, we're not sure when, but we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye-bye.